10-4.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
Getting pulled over. I was reading Tiffany Haddish got another DUI.
How many is that?
2 or 3. It's kind of a weird story because they're like, oh, Tiffany Haddish got another DUI. They found her asleep in the street behind her wheel of her running car. But I guess what people are taking umbrage with is not the drinking and driving. It's that she hasn't freshened up her DUI material. Listen, if you're a comedian, that's the cardinal sin.
Oh, yeah.
Right? If you're gonna keep getting busted, you better have some new stuff. So the headlines are, Tiffany Haddish reuses same joke from last DUI.
That's so funny.
What a place to be in your life.
I know, right?
What's the joke?
I'll play it.
Okay.
When she was on Jimmy Fallon last year. We just watched The Haunted Mansion on Disney Plus a couple of weeks back. It's Rosario Dawson and it's Lakeith Stanfield. It's okay. Owen Wilson's in it. And Tiffany Haddish is in it. And they shot it in Atlanta. And apparently when she was shooting that, she got a DUI. So Tiffany Haddish has got some stuff going on. She can't stop drinking and driving. Okay, this was when she was hosting Ellen, guest hosting Ellen, but she made the same joke everywhere. Made it on Fallon, made it live in a club when she was doing a set after she got popped.
Since I've been single, I've been praying to God to send me a man, and in January, he went ahead and sent me 4 in uniform. Yeah, they were the police officers. The police. They got good benefits and everything, so I can't even be mad. Yeah, and yes, I did get charged with the DUI, which stands for dumb, unfortunate incidents.
So again, I don't know if you're talking about your life and you're doing a monologue there filling in for Ellen. I don't know if you get everybody to laugh before you then reveal it was for a DUI.
Yeah, it was a DUI.
That would be weird if you were in the audience. You're like, wait, what? Arrested in Beverly Hills on Friday morning after falling asleep behind the wheel in the middle of a street.
I mean, at least it was Beverly Hills.
Is that a better DUI than if you're to get one here?
I mean, you're like, I'm driving through, I'm leaving my friend's house. We were having a few cocktails.
You fell asleep between a block away and at the stoplight. She was arrested in Georgia for a DUI last year.
Yeah, rate them, Poundcake. Which one's more so you're saying the Beverly Hills one?
Atlanta or Beverly Hills? Which is better?
A better one because
Beverly Hills, yeah.
It's fancier.
Yeah, you're like, you're probably getting pulled over around a bunch of mansions. So it's just like...
Which makes the crime better.
It just makes it a more privileged crime.
Got it.
All right.
Like I wouldn't be in this neighborhood just driving around drunk. I had business
Yeah,
here.
but she's still a black girl in a car that's running, and I guarantee you when the guys pulled up, they didn't know it was Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah,
they probably hauled her out, and
the percent of black people in Beverly Hills, they probably like, yes, that is Tiffany Haddish. She's the only black girl that comes
it's
through
her,
here.
Wanda Sykes.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, but does Tiffany Haddish live in Beverly Hills?
No, I don't know, but if I'm sure there's a check-in and a check-out. I've never been to Beverly Hills.
I was going to say, I have, and there's no big gate. You think it's like how people draw cartoons of heaven? Yeah. There's like a giant gate. You have to sign in and sign.
There is like a big thing that says Beverly Hills that you go under.
Right, but that's just like a town sign.
The people that live there, I'm sure they have cameras all over that place.
The houses have giant gates, but you made it sound like when you drive into Beverly Hills, you have to have them open a giant gate. And that's not that.
That's kind of like Hidden Hills. Hidden Hills
I've
is
walked
a town
I've walked on foot from Hollywood through Beverly Hills.
Well, Poundcake's never been there, so I respect his opinion more.
Yeah,
it's true. His opinion is worth just exactly the same as my evidence. So she is due in court next week on this latest DUI. But again, the thing that struck me as funny was people are saying she's using the same joke
They got updated
as
material.
she did on Jimmy Fallon. Yeah, listen, if you have so many DUIs that you need to keep your material fresh,
right,
maybe that's not the way to go about it. But if you were in that audience at Ellen, you'd feel a little bit weird about it. If you've been laughing for a while and having fun and, you know.
Why
Oh, wait, hold on.
Is there any message that I should relay to them from you?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's something else. Anywho, Tiffany Haddish, drunk again.
Again.
She's obviously got some problems. She doesn't have Diddy-level problems, but she got problems. Nobody the Grammys are coming up, and they're in a crisis over there at the Grammys because no one wants to sit near Diddy.
What did he do?
They're being all sediddy about Diddy.
What do you mean, what did he do?
His ex-girlfriend claims that he raped her.
Oh, boy.
And so now these other women are like, it was only a matter of time before somebody found out about Diddy.
But didn't I say this like a couple weeks ago?
You say a lot of things.
Well, when you mentioned it, he offered Cassie to like stay in their relationship. He offered her like $300,000 a month to stay.
Yeah.
And she said no. So like, how bad could it have been for her to be like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to go get a boyfriend, a husband, a baby.
Well, she was with him for a long time. So she's like, he did this to me for a decade. And then 2 more women filed civil cases accusing him of rape and sexual assault. So they're trying to like solve the problem by getting Diddy off of the Grammys guest list because they send out invitations, obviously. And they're like, hey, since nobody will sit next to this guy, they don't want to be on camera next to him. They don't want to even, that's when you find out who your friends are, right? They're like, yo, I hope everything's okay with you, but I can't be on camera yucking it up with you.
Right.
I'm going to get memed within an inch of my life. And I don't need that. So they said that especially high-profile black members of the Recording Academy don't want to sit near Diddy. And so Cassie, who was a singer in her own right, that's how they met, right? He signed her to his label?
Yeah, she made that song, Me and You, and that was like her...
It's me and you.
Mm-hmm, that was her bad boy debut.
Okay.
And she had a long way to go. I think that was her only other hit. Even Christina Milian had more hits than her.
Holy cow.
You know Christina Milian? She's saying Kim Possible. They didn't even give Cassie a theme song. I'm just saying, you with Diddy that whole
What a
time.
travesty.
I'm just saying, you get 2 hits and you've been with Diddy for 10 years. Hey, she didn't even get you a theme song. You ain't even sing Making the Band.
Yeah.
Damn, bitch. I mean, she got her money.
Oh, this
though.
is the Tell Me How You Like It chick. Oh, I know this song. I didn't know it was called Me and You. This is Cassie?
Yes.
Oh, she had 1 hit, right? This is her
she
1
had,
hit.
She had 2. She had a long way to go. But this was her biggest. Definitely her biggest.
I miss this era of
it's
music.
terrible,
anyway.
terrible lyrics, but
It doesn't matter.
good song.
It broke on MySpace first. I heard the MySpace version, and it is very scandalous.
Scandalous.
Like, she made a video for it and everything, and it's almost like a Paris Hilton sex tape.
Well, all right. Why won't this goddamn thing stop playing? Why is this still playing?
She said, you go
can't
hear
get
me.
away from
You
it.
love it, damn it. Give her some radio play.
We do not consent to this anymore.
God, yeah, right?
Yeah, well, join the club.
All right, I remember that song.
Wonder, does she own her masters now?
You and the Masters. Wow.
Bet if
You
she,
talk about Masters way more than I'm comfortable with.
I mean, if she was going to sue for everything, she'd be like, and I want my masters. You know? What could you imagine getting paid? People are saying she made it anywhere from $30 million to $100 million. She wouldn't include her 2-song catalog in there.
Right.
Who bought a Cassie album? I want to see.
No.
I think she was on one of the now that's what I call music I had.
That song was on there.
That's
not
what I
her
mean.
album.
That's what I mean.
But that's a 20-year-old song, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Is it 20 year? It's not 20 years.
It's might be more than that, honestly.
Me and You.
I was still doing
That was probably like that might be
I was
2003,
doing club
yeah.
gigs when that was out. It was getting played in the club. So early odds.
2006.
All right.
So 17 years ago.
Yeah, 06.
Coming up on 18 years ago.
There you go.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And we all know how Poundcake hates privileged crime. Just like how he loves Whitney because she was a crackhead instead of privileged with powder. I don't know what that means.
But guess what? She died in the Beverly Hilton.
Is that where she died?
She died in Beverly Hilton right before the Grammys.
So that makes it a
Classy way to die.
in the drowning in the Beverly Hilton tub makes it a classy drug-induced drowning.
I mean, if you were going to...
If she had been like at a Quality Inn or something, you would have been like, oh no, what did she do?
He would call her a crackhead then.
But the fact that she was at the Beverly Hilton.
I said Whitney said it herself. She makes too much money to ever smoke crack. We don't do that. Crack is whack.
Wow.
She made too much money. She's not going to do crack. She got the good stuff.
I remember meeting somebody for lunch at the Beverly Hilton, and I saw Pat O'Brien in the... Remember Pat O'Brien?
This is 1,000 years... Is that the 700 Club guy?
No. That was... no.
His name's Pat.
That was Pat...
McGroin.
No. Pat Robertson.
Robertson,
is here.
that's who I'm thinking of, yeah.
No, Pat O'Brien was like the sportscaster, the extra guy, but then he left all these voicemail messages for a hooker.
Yeah.
He's in the bathroom, and the girl blew up his spot because he was married.
Oh, man, that's so funny. I forgot about that.
I saw him. I was getting into the elevator at the same time he was, and I was like, oh.
He's trying to get that girl into a threesome.
It was like right when the tapes broke, I think. And I was like, oh, my God.
Those tapes
I so want to say something.
You should have. What would you have said?
What am I going to say?
What would you have said?
I said,
Mr. O'Brien?
I said, hey, Pat, or something like that. Like,
how's Marcy's? What
pretty
you should have said.
douchey.
I think that was the girl's name in the tapes.
Probably.
When he was trying to talk her into, he was talking to another girl, but there's another girl named Marcy, I believe, that he was trying to get a threesome going with.
I'd love to play them for
Marcy.
you, but they're so expletive laden, I can't even do it. But yeah.
Maybe some edited ones out there.
He's trying to, but he's just leaving her a series of voicemails. This is like 04, 05, right around there. And I was like, oh, I want to say something, but the guy clearly, I mean, he had sunglasses on.
Yeah, he's trying not to be.
Yeah, this dude was trying to be incognito. And his wife probably kicked him out, so he's probably staying at the Beverly Hilton. I'm like, I don't want to mess with that. As the best sports...
a special rate, like my wife kicked me out rate at the Beverly Hilton.
He charged you more depending on what you did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. As the best sports talker in Cleveland, Poundcake should be talking about the Masters. You know, the sports...
Let's see if he knows what that is.
Do you know what the Masters are?
Tennis.
No.
Huh.
Try again.
Golf.
Hey.
There you go. Hey, he got it.
Yeah, they used to play, for whatever reason, Akron had a really good golf course. And and they would come out there every year. So, or is it every year?
They do like the Akron Pro-Am or Invitational or something, right?
It's like Firestone Invitational.
There you go.
Yeah, Firestone, that's what it was.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it was a big deal when I was in school.
Last week, because of the holiday, the Poundcake Sports Break was on hiatus. So it will make its triumphant return this Wednesday, I assume.
Of course.
Yeah. The penultimate day of November will be Wednesday. Ooh, and then you know what happens.
New code.
New promo code over at CLE Clothing Company.
Let's see.
You only have...
December, so it's probably something like Christmas.
You only have a few more days to use the word gravy for 20% off, but come December, Friday, you'll be able to use a brand new promo code for 20% off. What do you think that code is?
Jolly.
Joy is my guess.
Neither of those.
Santa.
Snow.
Present. Ho, ho, ho.
That's 3 short words, Mary.
Is it even Christmas themed?
It is.
Okay. Stocking.
Candy cane. Present.
Divorce. 2 Christmases. Snowman.
Holiday.
Oh.
Joy.
Cheer.
Elf.
Cheer is going to be your word for 20% off at CLE Clothing Company come Friday as we launch ourselves into December. Is that the proper verb? We launch ourselves into December. I'm most pleased about this school in Wisconsin that put up what they're calling a satanic Christmas tree.
Neat.
And the people over there at Fox News are, well, not Fox News, a representative Republican from Wisconsin, a guy named Mike Gallagher, who was on Fox News, and he was very upset because the local Church of Satan chapter put up their own holiday tree. They're in Wisconsin. And he's very, very upset.
Well, thus far, the Railroads Museum's response has been insufficient. When parents...
Oh, yeah, the Railroad Museum, right? Not a school. The Railroad Museum. You're just trying to get people in the door. Up there in Ashwaubenon or wherever they are. You're just trying to get people in there. So you're looking for anything to draw people's eyes and ears.
Well, thus far, the Railroads Museum's response has been insufficient. When parents and concerned citizens have contacted the Railroad Museum, they've said, well, this is an educational opportunity for kids, which is completely ridiculous, right? I think it's impossible to overstate how offensive this is to Christians. It would be in quite, a literal sense, the same thing as waving a Hamas flag inside of a synagogue. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy that we would allow this to happen.
Right. To allow it to happen. Right.
So
First of all,
look like?
Nothing like a Hamas flag inside a synagogue. Like a little red tree with some dumb stuff on it.
Like, you wouldn't even know that it's a Satan tree.
No.
Unless this guy's telling her. Like,
well, here's what it was. The National Railroad Museum, it's up near in Green Bay, I think. They had 66 trees from different religions on display. This is going to come as a shock to people, but there are a lot of different religions.
No.
And 66 trees in all. And this guy, because it got him all in his feels, took umbrage at that. I mean, it's not even a religion, really. Church of Satan, they don't consider it a religion. So, again, this guy flipping out.
It's a cute little tree.
That's what I thought. But he didn't like that at all. That's why all these schools, and rightfully so, are like, hey, if you could have an after-school Jesus club, Church of Satan's got to be in there, too. And then, of course, predictably.
Well, not that.
They go, well.
Not that type of freedom.
It's freedom. You're right. Again, I don't know why we're constantly deferring to matters of faith in general. Who cares? You know, my daughter's getting into the show Ghost Adventures, right? Because Gwen loves this show. Ghost Adventures. Zach Bagans. Been on for like 20 years. A bunch of Hooters bouncers.
How many ghosts have they found in 20 years?
Bill, see me after the show, will you?
A lot. I watched it when I had COVID the first time. There was a special on that I watched for 20 straight hours.
Oh, yeah.
It's
well,
spooky,
and you
dude.
can do that. Here's a clip of them finding a ghost.
0.0.
Yeah, that's how many they found.
Not accurate.
Anyway, but we give like exaggerated deference to faith and treat people who know things like dickheads. And I don't get it. Because I'm the guy. Now, listen, I get it. I'm not always fun, even though I'm Captain Fun in most situations.
No, Ellen,
But it's like if you're watching a show like Ghost Adventures, my daughter's asking me questions. And I go, well, that's not real. That's why. None of that's real. And people come back like, why do you have to be such a downer? It's no fun. Like, it's no fun to have somebody going, none of that's real. It's all made up. It's fake.
Why is it so upsetting to you? Let people believe in their fake crap. Doesn't hurt you.
You are proving my point.
It is hurting us, though.
How?
You're proving my point. Because
But
willful,
people watching Ghost Adventures are not changing your life.
Well, she's 7. But I'm just
That's
saying,
what I mean.
I don't like the overall thing about if you point out something that is factual, you're all of a sudden a killjoy or something.
Obviously.
Willful ignorance gives people an excuse to not consider anything else. They go, well, I didn't know that. When it's easily known, it gives them an excuse to just do whatever they want to do. I'm just saying, listen, I'll watch it there. We went out to the museum in Vegas and all that crap. But if you ever had the temerity to say something like, well, what am I supposed to lie?
Yeah.
Go, well, because they're looking for ghosts, honey. I go, well, that's, it's not killing her enjoyment of the show. It's still, because it's funny when these guys pretend like something knocked them over because they'll yell and scream, and that's the fun part. But when people are like, well, that's not what that is, or that's not real, I don't know why you're all of a sudden, but people who want to talk about like their faith, oh, you have to just pretend like that's all. I don't get it. You're right. It ain't changing my life.
It doesn't.
It's not.
Right. Well, I was saying that there are people that believe these things and then they get into political positions. And
Well, yeah, that's a whole different thing.
But it's along the same lines.
Listen, if there was a guy running on a ghost platform for like Congress or something, I would absolutely take a look into that guy. But that's
what
all.
if a ghost was running?
That's
Oh, I wonder what kind of ghost that might be.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one with a past. A creepy little past.
a creepy little. Oh, I'm gonna take a break. Oh, I'm so late. Oh, for another day, perhaps.